Right now, you're watching this video to avoid being alone with your thoughts. You've got YouTube playing, maybe music in the background, your phone nearby, anything to avoid the terrifying silence of your own company. And that's exactly why your life feels empty, even when it's full of people. You can't stand being alone, and that's making you a prisoner. The Liberation Promise. Welcome to Stoic mentality. What you're about to learn will either trigger every insecurity you have about being alone, or it will liberate you from the prison of neediness you've been living in your entire life. Because here's what nobody wants to admit. The reason you're unhappy isn't because you're alone. It's because you're terrified of being alone. Think about it. How many bad relationships have you stayed in because being alone seemed worse? How many fake friendships do you maintain just to avoid solitude? How many hours do you waste scrolling through social media, not because you enjoy it, but because silence feels like death? You've become so dependent on external validation that you've forgotten you exist when nobody's watching. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world, chose to spend hours alone every day. Not because he had to. He could have been surrounded by people 24/7. He chose solitude because he understood something you don't. The person who cannot be alone is a slave to everyone else. Seneca, wealthy enough to throw parties every night, regularly practiced voluntary isolation. Epictetus, who spent years as an actual slave, found freedom in the ability to enjoy his own company. These men discovered the secret that modern society desperately tries to hide from you. Being okay alone is the foundation of all happiness. Today, you're going to learn not just to tolerate solitude, but to crave it. Not to survive being alone, but to thrive in it. Not to fill the void with distractions, but to discover there was never a void to begin with. But first, if you're someone who immediately feels anxious when plans get cancelled, who panics at the thought of a weekend alone, who needs constant connection to feel okay, hit that subscribe button right now. Stoic mentality drops truth bombs every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. This isn't self-help fluff. This is ancient wisdom for modern liberation. The modern epidemic, let me expose the sickness of our time. We've created a generation of humans who literally cannot be alone. The average person can't go 10 minutes without checking their phone, can't eat a meal without entertainment, can't walk down the street without earbuds, can't fall asleep without a podcast. You're so terrified of your own company that you'd rather listen to strangers talk about nothing than face the sound of your own thoughts. And it's killing you. Studies show that fear of being alone is now one of the top causes of anxiety. People are staying in toxic relationships, maintaining draining friendships, and accepting any social invitation just to avoid solitude. You've become so addicted to external presence that internal presence feels like torture. But here's the brutal truth nobody will tell you. Every person you're clinging to for validation can smell your desperation. Your neediness repels the very connections you're trying to create. Your fear of being alone is actually making you more alone because authentic people don't want to be someone's emotional crutch. The dating apps know this. Social media companies know this. They're profiting billions from your inability to be alone. Every swipe, every scroll, every notification is designed to make you more dependent on external validation. They've turned you into a connection junkie, always needing another hit of human contact to feel okay. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "All you need are these: certainty of judgment in the present moment, action for the common good in the present moment, and an attitude of gratitude in the present moment for anything that comes your way." Notice what's missing? Other people. He didn't say you need likes, followers, relationships, or social validation. You need judgment, action, and gratitude, all things you can have completely alone. The Stoics saw this coming. They watched Rome become increasingly dependent on entertainment, distraction, and social excess. They saw people losing the ability to think, to reflect, to simply be. And they developed practices to maintain independence in an increasingly dependent world. What I'm about to share next will reveal why your fear of being alone is actually a fear of something much deeper. This is the psychological truth that will change how you see solitude forever. The mirror you're avoiding. Here's what you're really afraid of. You're not afraid of being alone. You're afraid of meeting yourself. When the distractions stop, when the noise fades, when the people leave, you're left with someone you've been running from your entire life. You, and you don't like what you see. In the silence, you hear the voice that says, you're not enough. In the stillness, you feel the emptiness you've been trying to fill with other people. In the solitude, you face the truth, that you don't actually know who you are without external reference points. This is why you grab your phone first thing in the morning, to avoid that moment of raw existence, where it's just you and consciousness. This is why you need background noise to drown out the internal dialogue you can't stand. This is why you fear weekends alone, because 48 hours with yourself feels like a prison sentence. Seneca understood this deeply. He wrote, "Every new thing excites the mind, but a mind that seeks truth turns from the new and seeks the old." What's older than solitude? What's more ancient than being alone with yourself? Yet you run from it like it's death itself. But here's the transformation the Stoics discovered. The discomfort you feel when alone isn't a bug. It's a feature. It's your psyche forcing you to confront what needs healing. Every uncomfortable thought that arises in solitude is pointing to work that needs to be done. Every anxiety about being alone is revealing a dependency that needs to be broken. The process is simple but not easy. Stop running. Sit with the discomfort. Let the thoughts you've been avoiding surface. Feel the feelings you've been numbing. Meet the person you've been pretending not to be. This isn't torture, it's therapy. This isn't punishment, it's purification. When I first practiced this, I couldn't last 5 minutes. The urge to check my phone, to turn on music, to do anything but sit with myself was overwhelming. But I pushed through. And after about day 3, something shifted. The noise in my head started to quiet. The desperation for distraction decreased. I started to actually hear my own thoughts clearly for the first time in years. Now I'm going to teach you the exact method to transform your relationship with solitude. This is the practice that turned me from someone who couldn't eat alone to someone who craves solitary meals. The Solitude Training Protocol. You can't go from 0 to monk mode. Your nervous system, addicted to constant stimulation, will revolt. So we're going to use what I call the Solitude Training Protocol, a gradual, systematic approach to building your alone muscles. Level 1, the daily 10 days 1-7. Start with just 10 minutes of pure solitude daily. No phone, no book, no journal. Just you sitting with yourself. Set a timer and don't move until it goes off. Your mind will race, you'll feel anxious, you'll want to quit after 2 minutes. Don't. This isn't meditation. You're not trying to empty your mind. You're just practicing existing without external input. Level 2, the meal practice. Days 8 to 14. Eat 1 meal per day completely alone with no entertainment. No phone, no TV, no reading. Just you and your food. Experience eating as an activity, not a multitasking opportunity. Notice how uncomfortable this feels. Notice how you've been using meals as an excuse for distraction. Notice how food actually tastes when you pay attention. Level 3, the solo outing, days 15-21. Once per week, go somewhere alone that you'd normally go with others. A movie, a restaurant, a museum. Don't bring a book as a security blanket. Don't scroll on your phone while waiting. Just be a person alone in public. Feel the initial discomfort of thinking everyone's watching you. They're not. Push through until you realize being alone in public is actually freedom. Level 4, the weekend challenge, days 22-28. Spend an entire weekend day alone. No social media, no texting, no calls unless emergency. Wake up alone, spend the day alone, go to sleep alone. Plan activities, but solo activities. Cook an elaborate meal for one. Take a long walk. Read, create, exercise. Discover what you actually enjoy when nobody's watching. Level 5, the Solitude Retreat, day 29+. Take a full 48-hour solitude retreat. Turn off your phone. Tell people you'll be unreachable. Spend 2 complete days with just yourself. No entertainment, minimal distractions. Just you, your thoughts, and basic activities. This is where the real transformation happens. Each level builds on the previous. Don't skip levels. Your psyche needs time to adapt. But here's what will happen. Somewhere around level 3, you'll stop dreading solitude and start appreciating it. By level 4, you'll actually look forward to your alone time. By level 5, you'll understand what the Stoics knew, that solitude isn't loneliness, it's freedom. But here's what nobody tells you about learning to be alone. It will cost you relationships. The next section reveals why this loss is actually your greatest gain. The relationship revolution. When you become okay being alone, something shocking happens. Half your relationships will end. Not because you end them, but because they were never real relationships to begin with. They were mutual dependency agreements. You were using each other as emotional crutches. And when you no longer need the crutch, the arrangement collapses. That friend who only calls when they need emotional support, but disappears when you need them, gone. That partner who's only with you because they can't handle being single, gone. That family member who guilt trips you into constant contact, their power evaporates. Marcus Aurelius wrote about this phenomenon. How much trouble he avoids, who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does. When you stop needing others' presence for validation, you stop accepting presence without value. You become selective. You choose quality over quantity. You'd rather be alone than in bad company. This terrifies people. When you're comfortable alone, you become dangerous to those who profit from your neediness. You can't be manipulated with the threat of abandonment. You can't be controlled with the promise of company. You can't be exploited by those who know you'll accept any treatment rather than be alone. I lost 70% of my friends when I became okay alone. At first, it felt like failure. Then I realized I didn't lose friends, I lost parasites. The 30% who remained, those relationships deepened exponentially. When you're with people because you want to be, not because you need to be, everything changes. Here's the paradox. The less you need people, the more they want to be around you. Neediness repels. Completeness attracts. When you're okay alone, you bring wholeness to relationships instead of emptiness. You're no longer trying to get something from others. You're able to give freely. Seneca understood this deeply. Despite his wealth and status, he regularly practiced isolation to ensure his relationships were choices, not dependencies. He wrote, "Every man can make himself happy." When you believe this, when you live this, you stop expecting others to provide your happiness. And ironically, that's when relationships actually become happy. Now I'm going to expose the biggest lie society tells you about being alone. This myth has kept millions of people in psychological prison, but today you're breaking free. The completeness myth society sold you a lie, and you bought it completely. The idea that you're incomplete alone, that you need your other half, that you're not whole until someone else validates your existence. This isn't just wrong. It's psychological poison that's keeping you perpetually desperate. The Stoics knew better. They understood that you were born complete. You don't need another person to be whole. You are whole. Epictetus, despite being a slave, despite being physically disabled, declared, "No one can hurt me without my permission." He understood that completeness is an inside job. Think about the language we use. You complete me, my better half. I can't live without you. These aren't romantic, they're symptoms of psychological dependency. You're literally saying you're incomplete, inferior, and incapable of survival alone. And then you wonder why you feel empty. Here's the truth bomb. The feeling of incompleteness isn't because you're alone. It's because you've been programmed to believe you're incomplete. Every romantic movie, every love song, every social message reinforces the myth that alone equals lonely, single equals incomplete, solitude equals suffering. But look at nature. Is a tree incomplete without another tree? Is a mountain insufficient alone? Is the sun lacking because it stands solitary in our sky? You're the only species that's convinced itself it's incomplete in isolation. Every other being in the universe knows its whole. The ancient Stoics practiced what they called autokaya, self-sufficiency. Not in the sense of not needing food or shelter, but in the sense of being emotionally and psychologically complete within yourself. Your happiness, your peace, your sense of worth, all internally generated, not externally dependent. When you realize you're already complete, everything changes. Relationships become preferences, not needs. Solitude becomes freedom, not prison. Being alone becomes an opportunity to enjoy your own company, not a punishment to endure. You stop looking for someone to complete you and start looking for someone to complement your already complete self. What I'm about to share next is the daily practice that will transform your relationship with solitude. This isn't theory. This is the exact routine that took me from codependent to self-sufficient. The daily independence practice. Every day, you have opportunities to practice independence, but you're unconsciously choosing dependence instead. Here's the daily independence practice that will rewire your brain for self-sufficiency. Morning sovereignty, 5 minutes. Before you check any messages, before you consume any content, spend 5 minutes establishing your internal state. Don't reach for your phone to see if anyone messaged you overnight. Don't immediately turn on music or podcasts. Sit with yourself and set your emotional tone independent of external input. Ask yourself, how do I choose to feel today, regardless of what happens? Decision independence. Throughout the day, make 3 decisions daily without asking anyone's opinion. Not big decisions, small ones. What to eat for lunch, what to wear, what route to take home. Notice your urge to text someone, what do you think? Notice how you've been outsourcing your judgment. Practice trusting yourself on small things, and you'll build confidence for big things. Entertainment solitude, 30 minutes. Do one enjoyable activity daily completely alone. Read a book, take a walk, cook a meal, work on a hobby. The key is, it must be something you enjoy, not endure. You're training your brain to associate pleasure with solitude, not just tolerance, emotional self-regulation, as needed. When you feel sad, anxious, or upset, resist the immediate urge to call someone. Sit with the emotion for at least 10 minutes first. Journal about it. Process it internally. Often, you'll find the emotion passes without needing external processing. You're building emotional self-sufficiency. Evening reflection, 10 minutes. Before bed, review your day from the perspective of independence. Where did you choose connection from want versus need? Where did you act from completeness versus incompleteness? No judgment, just observation. You're building awareness of your patterns. This isn't about becoming a hermit. It's about becoming someone who chooses connection rather than needs it. Someone who enjoys company but doesn't require it. Someone who appreciates others but isn't dependent on them. I've practiced this for 3 years now. The transformation isn't just internal, it's visible. People constantly ask, what's different about me? The answer is simple, I no longer need them. And paradoxically, that makes them want to be around me more. If you're getting value from this, smash that like button. It helps YouTube share this with others trapped in the prison of neediness. Subscribe to Stoic Mentality. We're building an army of psychologically free individuals. What comes next is the advanced practice that separates those who tolerate solitude from those who master it. The solitude mastery level. There's a level beyond being okay alone. It's preferring to be alone. Not from misanthropy or social anxiety, but from recognizing that solitude is where your power regenerates. The Stoics didn't just tolerate isolation, they sought it strategically. Marcus Aurelius could have constant entertainment, endless social stimulation, perpetual company. Instead, he wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." He understood that solitude isn't empty space. It's creative space, thinking space, growth space. Here's what happens at mastery level. You start protecting your solitude like the precious resource it is. You stop giving it away cheaply. You become selective about who gets access to your presence. Not from arrogance, but from understanding that your alone time is when you recharge, create, and evolve. The mastery practices. Weekly Solitude Sabbath. 1 day per week of complete solitude. No exceptions. This isn't isolation, it's restoration. You're not avoiding people, you're investing in yourself. Use this day for deep work, creative projects, or simply being. Your productivity will triple, your creativity will explode, and your peace will deepen. Daily Power Hour. 1 hour daily of protected solitude for your most important work. This isn't when you check email or do busy work. This is when you create, think, strategize. Your phone is off, your door is closed, your mind is focused. This 1 hour will produce more value than the other 7 combined. Monthly solo adventure. Once a month, do something significant alone. Travel somewhere, take a class, attend an event. Build confidence in your ability to navigate the world solo. Discover that alone doesn't mean limited. It means liberated. Quarterly retreat. 4 times a year, take a 48 to 72-hour complete solitude retreat. No work, no obligations, no connections, just you and silence. This is where the deep work happens, the psychological cleaning, the mental reorganization, the spiritual renovation. At mastery level, something profound happens. You realize that all the best parts of you emerge in solitude. Your creativity, your clarity, your authenticity, they all flourish when you're alone. You stop seeing solitude as something to endure and start seeing it as your secret weapon. But here's the warning, and this is crucial. There's a dark side to solitude mastery that nobody talks about. What I'm about to reveal could save you from a dangerous trap. The isolation trap. Here's what nobody tells you. You can become so good at being alone that you forget how to be with others. You can become so self-sufficient that you become disconnected. You can master solitude so completely that you lose the ability to connect. This isn't strength, it's another form of dysfunction. The Stoics warned about this. They practiced solitude not to escape humanity but to serve it better. Marcus Aurelius didn't isolate himself to avoid his duties. He used solitude to prepare for them. Seneca didn't retreat from society. He retreated to return stronger. The warning signs: you've gone too far. You start feeling superior to people who need connection. You avoid social situations even when you want connection. You use "I'm fine alone" as armor against vulnerability. You've replaced fear of solitude with fear of intimacy. You judge others for their social needs. You've become comfortable alone but uncomfortable with others. This is the isolation trap, when healthy solitude becomes unhealthy isolation, when independence becomes avoidance, when self-sufficiency becomes self-protection. You've solved one problem by creating another. The antidote is what I call intentional connection. You practice being with others as deliberately as you practice being alone. You schedule social time not from need but from choice. You engage with others not from dependency but from abundance. You connect not to fill a void but to share your fullness. Here's the balance. Be someone who can be alone but chooses connection, who doesn't need others but wants them, who's complete alone but enhanced in company. This isn't easy, it's mastery. But it's the difference between a hermit and a sage. I fell into this trap myself. I became so comfortable alone that I started avoiding connection even when I wanted it. I had to consciously practice vulnerability, deliberately schedule social time, intentionally open myself to others. The goal isn't to need no one, it's to need no one while still choosing someone. The next section reveals the ultimate paradox of solitude. How being okay alone actually makes you irresistible to others. This is the magnetic effect nobody expects. The attraction paradox. Here's the cosmic joke. The moment you stop needing people, they start needing you. The second you become okay alone, everyone wants your company. The instant you find completeness in solitude, you become magnetic in society. This isn't manipulation. It's natural law. Think about the most attractive people you know. Not physically attractive, magnetically attractive. They all share one quality. They don't need you. They're happy to see you but fine without you. They enjoy your company but don't require it. They're present with you but not dependent on you. This is what Epictetus understood when he said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." When your wants are few, when your needs are internal, when your happiness is self-generated, you become wealthy in the truest sense. And wealth attracts, but it goes deeper. When you're okay alone, you bring different energy to interactions. You're not trying to get something, validation, attention, love. You're not performing for approval. You're not filtering yourself for acceptance. You're just being. And authenticity is the most attractive force in the universe. Watch what happens when you master solitude. Your conversations become real because you're not desperate to impress. Your relationships deepen because you're not afraid of losing them. Your presence becomes powerful because it's given freely, not desperately. People feel safe with you because you're not trying to take anything from them. The dating world shows this perfectly. The person who's desperately seeking a relationship repels potential partners. The person who's genuinely happy alone attracts multiple options. It's not game playing, it's energy. Desperation is repulsive. Completeness is attractive. But here's the key. This only works if it's genuine. You can't fake being okay alone. People sense authenticity at a primal level. If you're pretending to be fine alone while secretly desperate for connection, it shows. The universe doesn't reward fake independence. It rewards real self-sufficiency. When I truly became okay alone, not pretending, not coping, but genuinely enjoying my own company, my social life exploded. Invitations increased. Relationships deepened. Connections multiplied. Not because I was trying harder, but because I stopped trying. The less I needed people, the more they appeared. What I'm about to share will transform how you view loneliness forever. This is the reframe that changes everything. The loneliness illusion. You think loneliness is about being alone. It's not. Loneliness is about feeling disconnected from yourself. You can be surrounded by people and feel desperately lonely. You can be completely alone and feel deeply connected. The presence or absence of others has nothing to do with loneliness. Marcus Aurelius, surrounded by thousands daily, wrote extensively about feeling alone. Not because he lacked company, but because he was disconnected from his authentic self while playing the role of emperor. The loneliest moments of his life were in crowds, not in solitude. Here's the truth. Loneliness is the gap between who you are and who you're pretending to be. When you're performing for others, wearing masks, playing roles, you feel lonely because your real self isn't present. You're there, but you're not there. That's loneliness. But when you're alone and fully yourself, no masks, no performance, no pretense, you feel connected. Connected to your truth, your essence, your authentic self. This isn't lonely. It's whole. This isn't empty. It's full. This isn't isolation. It's integration, the reframe that changes everything. Loneliness isn't a lack of others. It's a lack of self. When you feel lonely, you don't need more people. You need more you. You need to drop the masks, stop the performance, end the pretense. You need to come home to yourself. This is why learning to be alone is so powerful. It forces you to drop the act because there's no audience. It requires you to face yourself without filters. It demands authenticity because there's no one to fool. In solitude, you can't escape into performance. You must be real. I used to feel loneliest at parties, surrounded by friends, playing the role of who I thought I should be. Now I feel most connected in solitude, being exactly who I am. The difference isn't the presence of people. It's the presence of authenticity. The final section is going to give you the exact 30-day plan to transform your relationship with solitude. This is your roadmap from neediness to freedom. The 30-day solitude transformation. You're about to embark on a 30-day journey that will fundamentally change who you are. Not who you appear to be, but who you actually are when nobody's watching. This isn't a challenge. It's a transformation protocol. Days 1 to 7. The foundation phase, 10 minutes of morning solitude, no phone, no distraction, 1 meal eaten alone mindfully, 30 minutes of phone-free time before bed, journal 1 paragraph about how solitude felt each day. You'll feel massive resistance, Your mind will scream for stimulation. You'll reach for your phone unconsciously. This is normal. You're breaking an addiction. Push through. Days 8-14, the expansion phase. Increase morning solitude to 20 minutes. Take one solo walk daily, no earbuds. Spend one evening alone, no digital entertainment. Practice saying no to one social obligation you don't want. The discomfort peaks here. You'll feel like you're missing out. You'll worry people think you're weird. You'll question if this is healthy. Keep going. The breakthrough is coming. Days 15-21, the integration phase. 30 minutes of morning solitude, one solo outing in public, a full weekend day alone. Delete one social media app, something shifts here. The anxiety decreases. The need for constant stimulation fades. You start hearing your own thoughts clearly. You begin to enjoy your own company. Days 22-30, the mastery phase. 45 minutes of daily solitude practice. 2 meals alone daily, 48-hour solitude retreat. Weekend. Tactipofo. Evaluate all relationships from completeness. Not need by day 30, you're a different person. Not because you've added something, but because you've removed the dependencies that were hiding your true self. You've discovered that you're enough. You've learned that alone doesn't mean lonely. You've realized that solitude is strength. The protocol includes emergency provisions. If you genuinely need connection, not want, need, reach out to one person intentionally. Have a meaningful conversation, not distraction. Connect from fullness, not emptiness. Track your progress. Rate your comfort with solitude 1-10 each day. Watch it rise. Rate your need for others 1-10. Watch it fall. Rate your overall peace 1-10. Watch it soar. Hook. This is it. The moment where you decide whether to stay trapped in neediness or claim your freedom. What comes next will determine everything. Your choice point. 47 or 50 kyung. You're sitting there right now with two choices. Choice 1. Close this video. Go back to your desperate need for constant connection. Continue being a slave to your fear of solitude and wonder why you feel empty even when surrounded by people. Choice 2. Commit to the transformation. Start with 10 minutes of solitude tomorrow morning. Begin the journey from neediness to wholeness. Discover who you really are when you stop performing for others. The Stoics made their choice. Marcus Aurelius chose solitude despite having unlimited access to company. Seneca chose isolation despite being Rome's social center. Epictetus chose inner freedom despite external slavery. They all understood that the person who cannot be alone is not free. But here's what I haven't told you. This journey isn't just about being okay alone. It's about discovering that you're amazing alone. That your own company is actually preferable to most others. That solitude isn't something to endure, but something to treasure. That being alone isn't a backup plan, but a first choice. When you master this, everything changes. Your relationships improve because you choose them, not need them. Your creativity explodes because you have space to think. Your peace deepens because it's internally generated. Your confidence soars because it's self-validated. You become unstoppable because you don't need anyone's permission to be happy. Here's your immediate action plan. First, subscribe to Stoic Mentality right now if you haven't. Hit the notification bell. We drop life-changing content every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. This channel is your guide to psychological freedom. Second, comment below. I'm starting my 30-day transformation tomorrow. Public commitment creates accountability. Watch how many others join you. You're not alone in learning to be alone. Third, share this video with one person who needs it. You know someone trapped in the prison of neediness. Someone staying in bad relationships because they fear solitude. Someone whose entire identity depends on others' validation. Send them this key to freedom. Fourth, start tomorrow morning, not next week. Not when you feel ready. Tomorrow. Set your alarm 10 minutes earlier. Sit with yourself. Begin the journey home. Remember, every person you admire for their strength learned to be alone. Every leader who changed the world found power in solitude. Every thinker who advanced humanity discovered truth in isolation. You're not learning to be alone. You're learning to be powerful. The quality of your life depends on the quality of your relationship with yourself. And that relationship is built in solitude, strengthened in silence, and mastered in being magnificently, unapologetically, peacefully alone. This is Stoic mentality, reminding you that you came into this world alone. You'll leave it alone. And learning to be okay alone in between is the secret to a life well lived. Your transformation starts tomorrow at dawn. Will you be there?